so sorry you can't be here. We are having like the most awesome time here at the Liberty Stadium. It is the big High Five Awards, of course, celebrating the young people of the area. They are so inspirational. We wish you were here. Hope you're having a good Friday the 13th. Don't walk under any ladders, okay?
I knew we'd get it in the end. Oh, thanks, Charlie. Now, I have an old Deneva school friend alongside me now, who is now the MP for Swansea, Carolyn Harris. Welcome.
Hello, Kev.
Not the first old Devonian to enter Westminster.
Am I not?
No.
Who's the other one?
Is it one of your...
Donald Anderson.
No. There's currently a serving MP who went to Deneva School before your time.
Julian Lewis.
No. Nigel Evans, Ribble Valley.
Oh, yes, of course.
See?
Dear old Nigel.
Deneva boy.
I am an old Devonian as well.
You're an old Devonian as well?
I am
Obviously before Kevin and I.
Not younger, obviously, but...
A lot older.
Yeah. No, I think you're a bit after us, yeah. What was your leaving year?
82.
Let's stop talking, shall we?
Yeah.
Our paths would have crossed at some point. Yeah.
You were in the lower six when I started.
You remember him, Joe?
1976, you would have been in the...
77, the lower six.
Yeah, lower six, yeah.
Well, let's stop talking about
77.
years. Same years as Carolyn, yeah.
And Mal Pope.
Mal was a year older. I always like to point that out.
Yes, he was.
Joseph,
yeah.
yeah. I was in the choir.
We were one of the little kids in the choir.
Oh, bless him.
Oh, much respect, sir. Much respect.
White T-shirt, blue jeans.
That's it.
Johnny Morris.
Yeah.
Potiphar, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Jacob and Potiphar. Cindy Morgan was my wife. You would remember that.
I seen Cindy the other day, yeah.
I do apologise, old Devonians getting together. Listen, it's been a great year for you. It's been a busy year because you've had the election campaign. But what sticks in my memory, I was up in Penland, was it Penland South Community Centre? It was their 50th anniversary, and I was there enjoying the field and walking around. And you left because you had to go to Bonamine. I think it was Eastside Carnival that day. And all of a sudden, I heard this voice booming across the field. Oi! And can you? And we had the news that the food bank, the Eastside Food Bank, had run out, and that was quite a remarkable day because, of course, then you got in the campaign, everybody did their bit, and we all got involved. But then you ran the club throughout the summer holidays where kids could come and have food. And
this young man here makes a cracking sandwich.
He was the sandwich boy, wasn't he?
Found my vocation in life.
It's just, without bringing politics into it, and I guess this is an issue, it's difficult not to bring politics into it, but who would have thought in 2017 that when we fought, generations have fought for never to happen again, that people were having to go and be fed charitably, and it's a real shame, isn't it? It
is, and worse it will get, especially with universal credit, which is being rolled out in Swansea in December. It's going to be this month in October, it's in Neath and Port Talbot, and then you're going to see a lot more people needing a lot more help, unfortunately. But I mean, jokes aside, the summer lunch club, I mean, it was a really serious issue, but boy, did we enjoy doing it. We did. We really did. It put us in touch with the community, and we were getting calls day on day, weren't we? Can we have more? Can you feed this person? Can you feed that place? And I mean, we started off, we thought we'd anticipated about 500, Clive, wasn't it? That if we can get 500 kids fed, and we actually ended up feeding 6,638.
Really?
That was, I mean, it was unbelievable. And the people who made donations, we obviously had donations from Asda and Tesco and Morrison's, but then we had the Sunday morning boot sale down in High Street.
The Sunday morning.
They came up and they were giving us food on a daily basis. We had people who worked for Admiral who were doing collections, and they turned up with food. Several times they came over to Jersey Pavilion.
The response was fantastic.
Donuts. The staff from Donuts, and everyone said, if you want to do it again, we'll help you. So there's a lot of good out there. People are willing to help. It's just unfortunate that we need to ask people for the help. And
there's nothing wrong with saying that you enjoyed the experience, because there would have been great teamwork there, great community spirit, as you've already pointed out, and you're meeting a great need. But of course, for the families that are coming to you, they're going through really tough times.
Terrible,
and the point we must make is that a large number of people who go to food banks are working families.
Yeah, they are.
Some working in public services, some are working for councils, some are working in the NHS, some are in education and all sorts of public service jobs. They are working families, and by the time they've paid their rent or they've paid their mortgage or paid their bills, there's this food poverty that they can't afford to put food on the table.
And I think for a lot of people, they are probably pence over the threshold where they would qualify for tax credits or for free school meals, and that makes a big difference all through the year. But on summer holiday time, it's, you know, if it's a week's half term, you can manage. You can scrape that extra meal for a week. But when you're talking about 6 weeks, it's a long time to try to scrape that extra meal together. I was talking to mums who were working. One mum, I can remember particularly, had 6 kids. She had to find food for 6 kids for 7 days a week for an extra 6 weeks. It was a big ask for her, you know, and people struggled. But
we live in quite a strange society today, and I put this to both of you, that one television channel, particularly Channel 5, tend to do a lot of programmes like that, where entertainment seems to be bailiffs knocking on the door.
Terrible.
People living below the poverty line. And it seems to be entertainment. So when did we become a nation that takes great joy in watching and being entertained by other people's misfortunes?
It's a Daily Mail mentality, though, isn't it? It's about looking at other people's misfortunes and seeing it as entertainment or an opportunity to criticise. In reality, if you're in that position, then 1, it's not funny, 2, it's not entertaining, and 3, it's desperate. And for anyone to get any pleasure out of that, then to me, it's ghoulish.
It's demonisation, isn't it, of a particular section of society. Listen, since 2010, you know, I think the Daily Mail mentality that Caroline mentioned has prevailed, you know. So we have these programmes that about people's misfortune, and some people might find it entertaining, but it's absolutely a demonisation of particular sections of society who are vulnerable. Some of them got mental health issues. You know, some of them have got some really difficult backgrounds, some really difficult family dynamics. But it's part of the political process, the media process, to demonise these people. And you make a great point, Kev. You know, we've been fed the line that you know, too many people have been on benefits, too many scroungers. They need to get into work. Work pays. Actually, work doesn't pay for many people. You know, we have record employment, we've been told, but that employment is either low paid, 0-hour contracts, part-time. I know even within the council that some of our lowest paid, which tend to be female workers as well. So there's, you know, we've not cracked equal pay in any way, shape or form, despite what having Equal Pay Acts and that. Equal pay is still unequal. But some of the female workforce, even within the council, have 2, 3, 4 jobs just to make ends meet. So, you know, we need to tackle all these issues, but in-work poverty is a real issue now. And
a growing one.
And as Caroline says, the implementation of universal credit, which is hitting us very, very soon, that is going to be a massive impact on many of the poorest, most vulnerable families that live within Swansea. It's happening here in Swansea now.
And what I'm worried about is in Swansea, it actually kicks off on December the 16th. Now, most organisations are going to be shutting their doors around about the 20th of December, whereas my office would normally be open and we would do emergency food parcels. We're not going to be open. The benefits agencies are not going to be open. There's only one place that's going to be open over Christmas, and that's the churches. So the pressure is going to fall once again on the churches. I'm currently having conversation with Bishop of Wales and with Faith in Families to see if we can work with the churches to make sure that every church has a stock of food parcels for emergencies. We shouldn't have to be doing this in 2017. We shouldn't be thinking, where can we leave food parcels for people who are going to be desperate over Christmas? I mean, this is Dickensian. But that's where we are.
Just to go back to the equal pay, when some female celebrity is being paid 20 grand less than somebody else, 150,000, the whole nation hits the front page. But there we are, in local government, people working really, really hard. Women are paid at the lower end of the pay scale. Not such shock and horror. No. It doesn't hit the front page of the daily newspapers.
We live in a divided, inequality is getting wider and wider, and at the same time as all this, as the demonisation of people at the who are in receipt of benefits and the most vulnerable, we have the most millionaires that we've ever had within the UK. It's wrong, isn't it? Something's and I think I'd like to think we saw some of that fight back during the election, where you know, the Labour Party, based on, I wouldn't say it's particularly radical, but compared to what we've had, based on traditional values, you know, people had, there was a difference. You knew who we were voting for between Labour and Conservative, whereas for a lot of elections over the last 20 years, there's been no difference. So But there's a fight that Caroline and
she's always fighting. They never go. She fought in school, man. Terrible. I was terrified of her. Listen, it's good to see you both. Well done. Keep on fighting. That's that's what we want from our politicians. Thanks for coming in. You coming back to see us again?
Yep, definitely.
Excellent stuff. Prediction for the Swans tomorrow?
I'm going to see Hillary Clinton.
Oh, you're going to... I just wanted to give you an opportunity to say, I'm going to see Hillary Clinton tomorrow, right? We will always be... Thanks both for joining us. We'll come back, we'll get some more music after the break.
never really tried. Take me back to the beginning, 'cause you see the dying of the light, 'cause I see you hiding, working to the floor, working to the bone, leaves me wanting more. I cradle sunlight, waiting on the day that peace will bring the revolution for us to see. Bring the revolution. I live in silence, working on a dream in this dark room. I worship you. Take me back to the beginning, 'cause you see I never really knew her at all. Forecasting failure, I've forgotten how to breathe. Take me to the water and I'll swim away from here. I live in silence and I'm working on a dream that peace will be the revolution for us to see. And suddenly I know, and suddenly I see everything you mean to me. And suddenly I'm slow, and suddenly I'm on my knees, and suddenly I'm begging you please. Oh
Great stuff. Music then from Piers Ellison. Piers is a young student at Swansea University studying American studies there and has just come back from the States. First of all, welcome. It's lovely to have you on the programme and congratulations. Tell us about that song.
I wrote that before I went. I got back last year. I went hiking last summer and this summer, and I got back and it was a kind of... I'm a massive John Mayer fan, and I was playing along to a song, and I was like scrolling through the internet at the same time, and I just sort of ended up fiddling on my guitar, and I came up with that, and it took me about 8 months just to finish it. I had the first half for ages, and then when it slows down, I couldn't figure that out, and I was sat on my windowsill last year, and I just slowed it down and went, there we are, there's the ending, there's the ending of the song. It's one of my favourites to play. It's really fun and people seem to like it.
So how did it all start then? Songwriting, playing the guitar? Were you a music pupil as a youngster, or was it something you just picked up and taught yourself?
I asked my parents for a violin when I was about 5, and it was a disaster. It was a terrible idea. And then I went through the whole... I had piano lessons for a while, and eventually dropped that because I think the problem with having music lessons as a kid is
is being given a piece of music to play, but if you don't enjoy the piece of music, then you're not going to want to practice it, which means you don't get better and then you stop. And so not knowing what kind of music I liked, I didn't know what to play, and so I didn't have any motivation. But then I went to a Mark Knopfler concert with my dad, who's the guitarist of Dire Straits, with my parents in 2010, and I saw him play, and it just kind of changed things, everything. And my dad was like, "Oh, you should take guitar lessons." And that was the moment I was like, "Oh, yeah, I will. Okay, that's a good idea." So I took guitar lessons at a school for a while that I was at, like a term, and then I ended up leaving the school, and then I just kept pursuing it on my own. And I found that listening to music is kind of the easiest way to learn, because then you hear things in your own style. Like if you were to listen to a particular artist and you know that they listen to something, so you think, "Oh, I'll go and listen to that." And then I went and listened to that. Like I ended up at the Grateful Dead earlier this year, and I thought, "Oh, that's great." You know, yeah, American studies student from Wales listening to the Grateful Dead doesn't really seem to fit. But I love that kind of stuff, and it takes you back all to the old Jerry Garcia folk and that kind of thing. So
10 or 15 years ago, I would be saying to you, "What are you trying to say?
Oh, yeah.
Through your music? What's your message?" And now we've realised people don't have to have a message,
No.
a political or a social message. No. If they do, that's fine. But people can just play the guitar now to entertain.
I tend to do it for myself, really. I do play around town. I'm doing this. This is great fun. But it's just really fun to be able to say, I'm not going to pressure myself to do this as a career, because it's so difficult and it's hard. And then if you have your mindset on that and that's what you want to do, that's amazing. But it's kind of fun just to be able to come and do this and have fun and play in front of people just for the sake of fun. If it happened to lead anywhere, great. But I have other things that I want to do as well with my life, and I have other pursuits in like everyday recreation that I enjoy doing a lot, that take up a significant amount of time.
Well, it's been great to have you with us. Just very quickly, tell us what you're going to sing to play us out.
I'm going to sing a song called House on Fire. I wrote this, it was on my first EP. I released it about 3 years ago, and when I was hiking in the summer, one of my friends said it was one of his favourite songs, so I'm going to play it for him.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. Piers, thanks for coming with us. We'll hear that final song in a moment, and good luck with all the gigs in the not-too-distant future. That's all we got time for today. Enjoy Friday the 13th, and good luck to the Swans tomorrow. We'll see you next week here on Friday, lunchtime live on Bay TV Swansea. But let's have some music from Piers to finish off the show today.
House on fire, you burn up my hideaway. Flames whisper over the driveway. It licks the side and the flames climb high into the hallway. The first step falls and the rest fall. It always was your way to be restful. The trees outside, they lie inside them a harder sky. Hold my hand, it's yours, my dear. Kiss my lips on the pier. All that is mine has run across the ground. It's yours now. Fire moves on and it takes away the wall. It seems there's nothing left to fall. All that is mine has run across the sky, and it seems that there's nothing left to fall. Hold my hand, it's yours, mine.